Hey guys, welcome back into Legacy. So today I just wanted to hit something up that a little personal with me, um, and it's a question that I see get asked quite often uh, in different forms. Um, and I wanted to hit it up just to talk about it for a minute, and that's why do we actually play RPGs? So I think that there's the simple answer, and then there's a more complex answer that. It can go into some depth of personality and psychology that we're not really going to hit. But I do want to talk a little bit about um, what do we do when we play? Why do we play? What do we get out of it? Um, and kind of hopefully explain why I think people really enjoy the people that really super enjoy the hobby, really enjoy the hobby. And I'm hoping by the end of this that you guys can come to the same understanding I've come to with it. And the simple answer to playing an RPG is we play RPGs because they're games and we enjoy games. That's our simple answer. But the more complex answer is there's a multifaceted part of RPGs that nobody talks about. And I want to get in that more multifaceted part of RPGs that I think can be used to really benefit the hobbyist, benefit the hobby itself. So I'm going to start with the first reason we play RPGs. We play RPGs because they're collaborative and they allow us to interact with each other. Um, and they allow us to do this in a way that we don't get to do in other aspects of our lives. Um, they're different than the water cooler conversation. They're different than talking to your friends on the phone. They're different than sending emails. All that kind of stuff. It is about knowing the other people at the table. It's about being able to cooperate with them. It's about building trust with people in a ways that just doesn't that sorry say this right, in ways that do not happen in normal everyday life. And that spirit uh, attracts people. It attracts people for various reasons and in various capacities, various lifestyles and everything else, because of it. We grow into the hobby because the hobby represents a part of us that we really enjoy. We're able to step into the boots of another person. We're able to build a new personality. We're able to flex parts of our personality we may not be able to flex otherwise. Use knowledge we may not be able to otherwise use, things like that. And the cooperative aspect of it allows us to do it with friends who are going to, or people who, generally speaking, are going to respect that part of you. Um, and so the cooperative aspect is one of the biggest reasons we play. We play because people love the cooperative aspect of the tabletop space, which is a good thing. I mean, it's a really good thing. The second reason we do it outside the cooperative aspect and how it allows us to communicate psychologically, anyways, would be it gives us a place where we feel like we belong. It kind of folds into the cooperative aspect. It gives us a place where we kind of belong, um, where people like fantasy fans can sit around and talk fantasy without feeling like they're being judged. You can sit and you can feel like nobody cares that you like D&D for a little while because everyone likes D&D. You feel comfortable being part of the hobby. You feel comfortable being part of a table because for the first time in a long time, um, you're able to kind of just like I said, just be yourself. You're not having to hide any aspects of yourself. You can be, you know, you can be what you are, and that's a huge psychological aspect of it. It lets you flex out those aspects of yourself and gives you the ability to become something different um, by becoming what you already kind of are, if that makes any sense. A lot of people, and again, you can get into the psychological studies and stuff. A lot of people spend a lot of their lives kind of compartmentalizing and hiding who they really are. and anything that allows you to really be who you are will attract you. Uh, whether you're a cinephile, a bibliophile, an RPG enthusiast, whatever, those things allow you to really show people this is what I really like. I really like RPGs. I really like fantasy. I really like sci-fi, whatever. So those are two big things. In-game reasons we play. One of the big ones is the tension and the excitement that comes from accomplishing things that don't feel accomplishable. That's a huge reason we play RPGs. We can tell ourselves whatever we want. There's a lot of fun involved when your character succeeds at a task that looks impossible. There's a lot of fun in interpreting dice to tell the story. Even in failure, there can be a lot of fun. But there's something about, after the dice have hit the table, after you're interpreting the results, and seeing the look on the face of a player or on a friend or whatever at a table when they've pulled off something that they didn't anticipate pulling off. There's something about seeing the enjoyment of somebody getting to try something that they would never be able to do in real life. There's something about that. There really is. We like that. I think most players like that. Even GMs like that. It's fun. It's enjoyable. It's exciting. It does something to our brains that we don't take into account. Because, like I said, you can't always pick up and throw boulders in real life because maybe you don't have that kind of strength or whatever. But you can do it in an RPG. You can slay the dragon, all those things that you can't do in real life, you can do it in an RPG, and there's a lot of excitement around it. There's a lot of fun around it. So it's exciting, it's fun, it's enjoyable. That's a huge aspect of it. I think in my case, I think that's a huge aspect of it. I think people really enjoy that part of role playing. Another thing that happens at the table is going back to the collaborative, the ability to work with a group of people to overcome problems. And overcome situations is a big part of RPGs, and it's a lot of fun. It can be a lot of fun as long as the problem's not so obscure and weird that the group can't overcome it. Grasping and gathering the information you need to fulfill an investigation or to track down a lead or whatever is a lot of fun, especially when everyone at the table is sold on it. You work as a group, you work as a unit to come to those conclusions. You're not just putting out information. You're doing it in a way that, again, goes back to collaboration around the table. Sometimes you don't get to do that in real life. You can work a job that's very solitary. You can work a job that doesn't have a lot of brainstorming or whatever. Or you can live in a lifestyle where you're very insular. So you don't do a lot of that in real life, but you get to do it at the table. And it brings out the best in you, and it makes you excited. It makes you happy to be able to do that. Those are all parts of the hobby, all parts of the culture around the hobby. So and then you think about those things, and then like the biggest thing I'm gonna say, kind of at the table that happens is you're there to have fun. If you're not at the table to have fun, then you have kind of missed the point of playing a game. So most people are there to have fun. They're there to enjoy the night. They're there to enjoy the session. They're there to enjoy the world the GMs put together and the other player characters. And those are all, that's a very important part because, again, if you're not enjoying the game, then you're not having fun. If you're not having fun, then you're defeating the purpose of playing a game. Games should be fun. They should be exciting. They should be something more than just picking up dice and reading numbers. That's the best part of RPGs. So the TLDW for this video, guys, is there's a lot of reasons we play RPGs psychologically, but I think a lot of boil down to three big things. One, we like to have fun. Two, we like to be able to do things we can't do in real life. It's the same reason we play video games and watch movies. And that also goes into storytelling and some other stuff. But we like to have fun and do things we don't do in real life. And third, we like each other's company for the most part. I've sat at random tables at conventions, and I've sat at tables with friends. I've been in every situation you can imagine over all the years. And I'm going to be honest with you, some of the best memories I have are with people I barely know, but yet we have a connection because we're all there to enjoy the game. And that's what we play. We play because we want to have fun. And that's what it boils down to. And I mean, that's before we get into some of the benefits. I said we were going to talk a little bit about what we get out of it. What do we get out of RPGs? Um, I'm going to say we get camaraderie. We build friendships with most people we game with. Not everybody gets along, and that's understandable. But for the most part, you build friendships with at least a couple of people at the table. You're going to build, you know, a good base of people you can hang out with later. You can build a really healthy, uh, you know, hobby and a lifestyle that makes you comfortable. One of the biggest ones that nobody talks about is RPGs do benefit you mentally and emotionally. Um, Again, there's tons of articles starting to come out about using games like Dungeons and Dragons as a therapeutic, encouraging the play of RPGs as a therapeutic. And I'm not talking about the therapeutics where you're using them to work out your daddy issues. I'm talking about the therapeutics of helping you to learn how to communicate, the therapeutic of helping you learn how to operate in a group and things like that. The actual therapeutic effects of D&D. Um, there's a lot of great therapeutics in D&D. So, when you look at what do you get out of it, you get a lot out of RPGs. And as you should get more out of RPGs and out of the hobby than just, I spent 2 hours slinging dice. Um, Hopefully, guys, this video gives you an idea for how I feel about why we play, what we play, and kind of what we get out of it. As always, guys, I welcome your thoughts, comments, questions, concerns. As always, follow the 3 rules. No ad hominems, no picking fights. Don't leave me college dissertations. Other than that, guys, we do hope you have fun, and we do hope to see you guys around the game.